מסכת מנחות דף ל"ח עמוד א', נו פרק. התכלת אינה מעכבת הלבן. The blue wool of ציצית, תכלת, is not required for the white. והלבן אינה מעכבת התכלת. Your own meat in the white is not affected by the blue. We'll explain. תפלה שיער אינה מעכבת הראש. The hand tifling is not required for the head. ושלוש אינה מעכבת שיער and the head is not for the hand. What's going on? Let's first see what the Mishnah is talking about. لما تتين لك رمية Mishnah like the beat. Ten but says وليتم وطن pasuk should see or see ملمد شاع معقبين زي it sounds like from the you have to see it and it's plural it. Seemingly need both white and blue. Everybody it's going to be عمين say معقبين. So my time to be wise would be holding need both. The Kli pasuk says kanaf min kanaf. When it says from the corner, it should be the same type of the corner. Only white. وكتيب petit also says a thread of تخيلت. It says, you shall see it. Must be both have to be there. Even separately is okay. Limit could be there for maybe Mishnah like Rabbi, not like Rabbi because Rabbi holds you need both. Where I said I feel it's Rabbi, even a Mishnah could fit Rabbi. Our Mishnah is only talking about a case is when one of them came before the other. Temper says it. It's not like to put the white before the blue. But if you did the blue first, it's okay. You missed the mitzvah. What mitzvah did you miss? Either if you want to say that you completely missed the white mitzvah, you only did the blue mitzvah, then according to the B, they're required for each other. So you can't have done one without the other. He said mitzvah v'asa mitzvah. You skipped the mitzvah, but you did the mitzvah on it. He said mitzvah, what mitzvah did you miss? The law of mitzvah because you didn't do the mitzvah correctly. So it still works. You did out of order, but you didn't do the best. That's just according to the opinion says that the white's not required for techelet. He already explained this according to the opinion that holds that the techelet is not required for the white. It's one case where the entire garment is techelet. It's an Ibert says as well. Amar le Levi l'Shmuel, Levi told Shmuel, Arioch, called him like a king. Lo tetiv al-ka'ach, don't sit down to explain to the following to me. Ha'techel ena ma'akibet l'Lavan, v'Lavan ena ma'akibet techel. The blue is not required for the white is not for blue. He was explained. Amar le says in the didn't see some more case where you have white linen tzitzit. The mitzvah like doing the Lavan because we put white first. My time why hakanaf pink kanaf because we same color as the corner. V'yachim mitzachad Lavan let them by v'titzachad first. Okay. Whereas Tanach Lavan the is where tachad. Chad the mikvah Lavan. I had explained that you can find you went white to blue. I know blue to white. Kamar says Amar Rabbi Me'ahama la nisachad tadli shekulat tachad the mitzvah mitzvah. Resh that can be kanaf. Kedim Lavan resh let them bas same exact thing as before. It's some other case where it's a blue garment, and then for if you're supposed to do it first, and if not, it's okay. Mara says, 1 second. Midi tzivak getting? What do you mean? Who cares what you're putting in first? It should not matter based on what color the garment is. Mara has an explanation. To my case where the stubs that remain after if the strings were to tear. The because if you had white threads and blue threads, and the teched got ripped off to tiny pieces, or vice versa, the white got reduced to tiny pieces and the teched were fine. Let them pass, no problem. It's kasher that ma b'nei Rabbi Yechia, the sons of Rabbi Yechia say, Kadimai teched kasherin and stubs of teched are okay, but Kadimai ezov kasherin and stubs of ezov are kasher. Right, the ezov as well as the hisset that we mentioned prior that were required for certain mitzvot. For like mitzvah and stuff. The kama shiur could mean how what's the minimum of the stub of a thread is okay. Mara B ma bar amdurid amrshmuel kidela anvan is enough to make a knot, tiny slip knot. If I ask a question, kidela anvan la to include la nati, although ma kol hada hada we're not sure what does that mean. Slip knot, does that mean all of them together slip knot, which means very small, or each one has to be slip knot, which is a little bigger. Teko. Ba'ira vashe. Alime de lo anve. If the threads are thick but they not long enough to be a slip knot, but if they were thinner, you'd be able to make a slip knot. Meaning, since it's bigger, thicker, yani, maybe it should be different, or maybe since you can't take a knot, I don't care if it was thinner, it's okay. The Gemara says, he says, no, since they are thicker, they're noticeable, they are kasher. Umatana the Paligan Rabbi, who argues into the B that says they're not required for each other, the blue and white, the Hanatana, it's a fine breta. Tanya, the B is Hakum Mishum Benatan, Shar Mishum Hili, Shamar Mishum Biacham Ben Nuri, ain't no Techelet Matilavan. If someone has not Techelet, you could just do white, no problem. Marava. From Minat Sarich, the Shura Koch, we see from this that the person is supposed to tie a knot on each and every single part of the tzitzit braid. The E said that the Tachol Sarich, if you want to say they're not required, Hadam Rebbe Haya. Sounds like he said, "Good, it's kasher. It's subs to kasher. Which means if the screen also the stub is over kasher. But if it's torn, only the stub does not will unravel. Kevin the ish to the ilai kasher close must be since it's not on top. It's kasher." Gemara says, not a proof. The iktem in one case it was knotted, but you're not required to make more knots. Amar Bar says, Shami not kesher in the must be that the first knot by the top of the beged is the oraita. They said that the runs is the run. My istrich lamisha is dim seat. What's the difference? Why would you need to have a seat on a linen clothing? Pshita, for sure you need it. It's okay to kiva ahad eno hibur. Because you stitch wool to a linen garment with through one passing of the needle without making a knot, with no knot, then it's not considered attaching. At the Shlamina must be divided as a Doraita. So we see Doraita is you can't make tzitzit in the linen garment without shatnez. That's why we needed you allowed to make tzitzit in the linen garment. Make it up is love. The thread tore at the base, it is pasul. Now the Gemara says, even Rabbi Nachman is repeating this. When we say that it's you have to have a certain measurement, in the beginning. Regarding the end, if it tears it afterward, any type of remaining or extra threads or remaining threads, sounds like it's okay. My shirav marigma was mean remaining and stubs. My last sounds like shirav the ifsik mina vishchara mina sounds like remaining is if it got torn in the remainder. Gadmav the and stub sounds like if it was completely cut off. We see even kasher. It's kasher if it got by the base. The man says la. That's not what we're saying. Shirega the koshu. When it's the remainder of the threads are any measure is okay. However, there has to be something left. But when it says threads, if you only mention threads, which means something left, why have to mention it at all? Why have to mention extras? Also, the Gemara says, you have to have extra, the remainder, enough to make a knot. Okay. Rabba was repeating to enough. The thread that is braiding the strings around. If you look as you see, there's one string that's going around. That counts as part of the required number of strings. Shmuel says not Rav. It's my number says as well. He says yes. Shmuel says as well. Yativ. Says if the Techelet thread was braided, it's kashem. It says Rav Shmuel. Rav said it not Shmuel. And again, 8 Brett says as well. Rav. Techelet kashem. Proof that it was Rav. Rabbi Chia braided Rav Natan Matin Hachi. He says 1 second. I have a different version. Amarav Huna Marav Shashat Amar Shivimia Marav. If the thread of Techelet was braided, it's kasher. Only if you had one link, one portion of the techel was braided, it's kasher. How do you make techel more beautiful? Is to make 1/3 braid and 2/3 non-braided. What's considered a link of a braid? Enough to have the strands go around once, twice, and 3 times. Tana says, someone makes the links should not make less than 7. If you're adding, don't make more than 13. Why? You should not make less than 7 because that's the 7 heavens. If you're making extra, don't make more than 13. Because you have the 7 heavens and the 6 spaces between the 7 heavens. And that's where 6, 7 came from. Tanabert says, when you're making the circle from the threads to braid it, you start with the white thread. Kanaf because this corner, which is the same color as the corner, which is white. When you're finishing, you do the white. Because you start with the kadosh ones and you don't go lower, as we said before previously in the Masechet, that you have to go up in kedusha, not lower.